I'm going to go ahead and give you the warning right now. This is not a trading call, okay? This is not a trading call. I will not be talking about Forex. I will not be talking about binary. I will not be talking about pips. None of that. This is not that call. So if you came here to learn about trading, this is not the call for you out. I'm not telling you to leave. I'm just letting you know in advance so that you're aware and that no one's forcing you to do anything that you may or may not want to do. Now, you're more than welcome to say and receive the information because it may be something that changes your life forever, right? It may be something that you thought you didn't want to do or something that you thought that you could not do. And you may hear something tonight that changes your whole mind. So I welcome you to stay, but I'm going to give you 30 seconds to go ahead and exit if this is not for you, right? Go ahead and drop 7s in the chat if you're giving me permission tonight to go all in. I need permission. 7s in the chat if you're giving me permission to go all in. If you give me 7s, I'm going in. All right. Okay. So y'all rocking tonight. Bad. All right, cool. So you gave me permission. J-Mo, you heard that.
I heard it.
So now we get to go all the way in. So tonight, guys, we're going to be talking about how to take your business to the next level, right? In this opportunity, we have two sides. We have the academy where you can learn, learn the Forex market, you can trade, you can use the products, the tools, and the service. And then we have the referral side. Now, what happens with the referral side, a lot of people say, hey, I don't want to refer anybody. I don't want to recruit anybody. That sounds like a pyramid scheme. That's not my thing. But I want you to think about this. How many times have you referred someone to something? I don't care if it was a restaurant, a barbershop, a website, a shoe store. You've referred someone to something at some point, right? Don't sit there and act like you've never referred somebody, right? Drop a 9 in the chat if you've ever worked in sales. Drop a 9 in the chat if you've ever worked in sales. I did retail sales. I hated it, y'all. T-Mobile, Sprint, locked in. Morning, noon, and night, trying to convince people to buy phones and upgrade phone plans, right? So if you've ever, hood sales, right? Hood sales counts too. So if you've ever been in sales, you were selling somebody something. You were offering the opportunity for something. You were convincing them to try a product or a service. Like, right, in life, we're always selling, right? Grant Cardone says, sell or be sold. Understand, even if you tell yourself, I don't like sales or I don't want to do the sales thing, you're always in sales. You're selling yourself at your job every single day. You're selling the fact that you can produce, you can do the job so that you don't get fired, right? Men, women, we sell ourselves to the opposite sex. Hey, this is me. We get pretty. Guys get the haircut by the J's. You're selling yourself. Not the this and that kind of way if you're from Houston. Not that way, okay? That's a different later, right? So understand that don't shy away from the referral side of this business. Understand that as you start to use the products, as you start to get results, as your life starts to change, as you get immersed into this community, you're going to tell somebody. You're going to share this with somebody. It's going to happen whether you want it to or not. You would have to be a selfish human to come in here and make $1 and not tell anybody, right? If you make $1, you know it works. If you made $100, you know it works. We have people who've made thousands of dollars in this opportunity. So you know it works. Why would you watch somebody work 2 or 3 jobs, someone leave their kids because they have to go to work, right? Someone do things that they don't really want to do to get money so they can pay their bills. Understand you have a solution. That's why this call is called The Solution. Because when you think about it, we're not selling pills, potions, and lotions. We're not selling hopes and dreams. We're offering an opportunity for someone to learn a skill set that can potentially change their life, right? Once somebody learns how to trade, do you understand what that does? What that unlocks? Whether they make $20 or $200, it's something they were able to do from their phone. It was extra money around whatever they're doing. They could already have a job. They could have 2 jobs, right? But if they're able to make that extra $100 a month, that's groceries. That's gas money. That's something for their kids. That's travel money. So don't ever think that this opportunity is not something that you're going to share or you're not going to be able to share. So tonight we have a gentleman on this call, bro. Like, if you've never seen a goat in real life, I'm going to introduce y'all to a goat tonight. So you're welcome. Yeah, like, you're welcome. I'm giving. He was on YouTube searching, looking for an opportunity, and he came across an amazing YouTube video. I mean, we won't say who the video was of or anything. He came across an amazing YouTube video, and when he did that, he seen the opportunity and he took complete advantage of it, right? He came in, he's in the military, right? He's all the way in Korea. Currently he's in LA, but he's all the way in Korea, a whole day and some extra time ahead. He doesn't miss calls. He's plugged in. He has a team of over 30 plus people that he's brought into this opportunity that he helps selflessly every day, whether he's at work, whether he's sleeping. He gets up at 5 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning. He does whatever it takes to help the next person. And that's what this opportunity is about. So recently he hit the prestige level of a platinum 1,000. For y'all who don't know what that is, he's making $1,000 a month residually by helping. He didn't do anything special. He's opportunity. He's helping people do the exact same thing he's doing. And now he makes $1,000 every single month residually, right? And we get paid every single Friday. So if you're smart, you put that money in your trading account. And this guy has mastered the MA cross, right? He's mastered, well, he got beat by US 30. We won't talk about that. But he uses the products to flip his money. That's all we're telling you. No matter if you use this business for the residual side, take the money, put it in your trade account and make more money. So it's my pleasure. Man, I'm excited because I get to do this call with this guy, right? This is our first call together. So I don't know if y'all know, like, Jordan, right? You got Jordan and you got these little duos out here. Well, this is a duo that you are going to see often because I love his energy. I love everything about this guy. So J-Mo, please unmute yourself and let things going.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Drop a 1 in the chat box if everybody can hear me and see me okay. I know I'm outside. It might get a little dark, but y'all gonna get this energy tonight. But drop a 1 if everybody can hear me. Awesome. So yeah, like Rhonda said, this is our first call ever, and as much as work we've done together, we actually have not combined forces to deliver a message to you guys. So Rhonda literally is doing calls throughout the week, and then I do the Q&A. But with us coming together and bringing our minds together to help you guys, I feel like it's going to be a huge benefit to this call. I'm really just here to let y'all know my experience. That's the number one thing that I like doing for you guys, just giving you my experience. I feel like a lot of people can learn from just another person's experience. It doesn't necessarily have to be like a PowerPoint presentation all the time. Just learning about what I've went through and the challenges that I've got through, I feel like can help a lot of people out. So I'm literally just gonna give y'all my experience. When I first came into this business, it was a little bit challenging to bring people in and refer people to the business. And a part of that was because I felt like I had to pitch it a certain way. I thought it had to be like a certain standard, certain rules. But when I got comfortable enough to know that I can kind of just be myself, I want you guys to know, like, when you are telling people about this business, you can literally just be yourself. Like, I know we have guidelines and standards on like the perfect pitch, and Rhonda goes over the Rich Bootcamp and the different things like that to help you guys get a format. But if you're comfortable with pitching it a certain way that works for you, I advise you to, be comfortable. Be comfortable with the way you deliver this business to people. So I got a couple notes that I wrote down on some things that's really been working for me, and I'm gonna go through my list of things. And also, if we have time, I kind of want to open up the floor to some of the most challenging objections that you guys have. So if it's something that's really like people's like, oh, it's a scam all the time, or oh, well, how much do you make, or have you made money? Like, if there's a specific obstacle that you guys have been having a challenge with getting over, I definitely want you guys to drop that in the chat, and I'm going to give you my replies and my rebuttals on how I react to people, and hopefully you guys can absorb that and help you close more deals and build your team even faster. So right now I'm going to go through, literally, I want you guys to get your pen and pads together. I'm going to go through my process, which is a system. Rhonda told me like follow the system. So I created my own system when it comes to bringing people in. So I'm just going to go ahead down the list, and I'm going to talk about each bullet point for you guys. So the first thing that I do to find new people, this is primarily for the cold market. I'm pretty sure everybody already reached out to their warm market, their friends, their flat tire friends, their close people. But after you exhaust all of your close people, you're going to need to find people. And it's probably going to be random people in the street or random people on social media. Me personally, since I'm in Korea, it's hard for me to contact and meet up with people like out in the world. So I've been able to kind of mastermind what I'm gonna do on Instagram. So one of the first things I do is follow people in my market. Now, what does that mean, to follow people in my market? I specifically go to business pages. I'll go to like Millionaire Mentor on Instagram or just any business page. Literally, sometimes I just type in business, or I'll just type in entrepreneur, or I'll just type in something that I feel like is related with me, investor. And whatever page comes up that's a popular business page, I literally go to the followers of that page and follow them. Now, why is that effective? Is because these are people that are in your market. These are people that already have an entrepreneur mindset. So when you reach out to them and start talking about entrepreneur stuff, that's not like it's out of their world. They were probably looking for you. These type of people are looking for this type of opportunity. So Millionaire Mentor has been a great one, but any business page or any niche page that you find, even if, let's just say you're a mother doing this, right? If you find an Instagram page and that niche page is like mothers in business or mother entrepreneur or girl power entrepreneurs, all of these pages exist on social media. You literally just got to type it up and follow people that you can relate with. So let's just say, for example, I'm in the military and I'm an entrepreneur, and I find a page called Military Entrepreneurs, at Military Entrepreneurs on Instagram. I'm going to go to that page and go to the followers and follow those people. I'm also going to go to the last picture, and I'm also going to engage with and follow people who have engaged with that photo. So those are people that are in my same niche. And basically, they're going to come back to my page and see I'm in the military, see I'm working and building my social media, see that I'm an entrepreneur, and they're going to have a relatable connection with me. So that's the first step. Go ahead. If you need to find brand new people, go to a business page or a page that you relate to. We also have a page called No Broke Artists. So even I used to work in the music industry, so I also seek out artists as well to target. So find those people, follow them. Once you follow them, this is the next step. I want you guys to write this down. You can like 3 or more pictures. In the training in the perfect pitch and a lot of the stuff that we train with IML, they say 3. But my personal experience, I've been spamming people's pictures lately, and I actually been getting a better result because they'll spam me back. So I literally like 5 to 10 pictures. Now the training, like I said, they told me 3, and I used to do 3, but just to mix it up a little bit and see what type of result, I like a bunch of pictures. And a lot of times they come back and follow and like a bunch of pictures as well. All that is doing is getting you connected and getting familiar with a person. You know, ultimately, we all know ultimately we're going to tell these people about, sorry about that. We know ultimately we're going to tell these people about the Forex opportunity. The whole purpose of all this preliminary stuff is so we won't seem like Forex robots. And when we go and be like, hey, you want to check out Forex? Or you want to get on my Forex team? Everybody's instantly going to say no unless you build a rapport and a connection with these people. So these steps in the beginning is to build a rapport and a connection. So the first step was follow people in your market. The next step is spam a bunch of pictures. I'll say 5 to 10. Like I said, in some trainings, you might see 3. At the end of the day, everything works and everything is right. It's whatever is working with your program. The next step is to drop a comment. You want to drop a comment on one of their most recent pictures, and drop a relevant comment. Don't just drop like an emoji. If they're doing something, if it's something that you can connect with, if they look like they are doing something that's in your field, like just for example, if they had a nice photo shoot and they was dressed up, I was like, oh, looking like a real boss over there. You know what I'm saying? That's just an example for them to, like I said, know that you're not a Forex robot. At this point, they don't know anything about Forex unless they actually go to your page. But essentially, you're kind of building friendships and relationships. And if you don't build the friendship and a relationship and a connection, once again, when you start talking business, they're not going to want to hear nothing that you got to say. So all this preliminary stuff is building a relationship, building a relationship, building a relationship. Then after I drop the comment, the next step is to send a DM. I have a copy and paste script that I use, and it's very simple. And actually, I'll go ahead and drop it in here right now for you guys to have. This is something that I've edited from other trainers and coaches that's on our team. And you can feel free to edit this. So the first message is, hey, I hope you're having a great day. I'm reaching out because my business is expanding on IG, and I was wondering if you keep your options open to extra sources of income. This is a copy and paste automatic. I send it to them. Once again, you guys can feel free to edit it and make it custom to that person. The next copy and paste message I send is, I'm partner with this group of successful investors out in Houston, and they're teaching me how to make money on my phone while trading in the foreign exchange market. Would you be interested in hearing more about that opportunity? That copy and paste message for my cold market has been working great, because if you pay attention to the message, the first message is almost forcing them to say yes, because it's ending with, are you open to extra sources of income? Who's going to say no to that? Like, really think about like your introductory question when you ask people, like, who's going to say no? Are you open to extra sources of income? And these questions are just icebreaker questions, just to get them in the mode of saying yes. You want them to just be in the mode and the space and be like, well, yeah, I'm open. Who's not open? Who's here on this phone not open to new sources of income? And then most people ask, well, what is it about? And that's where the second message comes into play. And pay attention to how it ends. Are you interested in hearing more? Well, actually, I am interested in hearing more, you know? And so after that, I usually either send a voice note, and I'll give you guys an example. Literally, this is like a live example of how I talk to everybody. And I pretty much close everybody within this one message. I can pretty much know everything I need to know about this person after I leave this message. So when they ask me, are they open to new sources of income, I get on the voice note. I say, hey, how's it going? Just want to make this brief because I'm kind of running around. Well, I basically trade in the foreign exchange market. I make money from trading and also make money from team building. I'm currently a P1000. That means I make $1,000 a month, and I'm looking to expand my team. I've already reached out to my friends and family members and got them in the mix, and now I'm just looking to connect with other people. Your network is your net worth, so I'm looking to network with everybody and build. You know, I came across your page from a business page. I see that you're an entrepreneur, so this may or may not be something you're interested in, but I definitely wanted to share this information with you. Bam. Now, just off of that alone, most people are going to be interested, because I said a bunch of things in there that's going to get people's interest. You know, I basically told them what I did. I gave them my voice and my real me, so they don't, I'm not just like a copy and paste spam person. I already built a connection with them. I'm saying things that they want to hear. And also I'm letting them know, like, hey, this may or not be for you. So I'm not super pushing. I'm not super selling. I'm not super doing anything. You know what I'm saying? So actually, I want somebody to drop a 1 in the chat box if you guys feel like that was a good delivery. If that was somebody that hit you up about something, would you be interested in hearing about it? Like, we all do Forex, and somebody might hit you up about something else like Herbalife. But if they hit you with this type of pitch, like, hey, you know, I'm just looking to connect. I see you do Forex. You know, Herbalife is very similar to it as far as a compensation plan. And, you know, I'm expanding my network. This may or not be for you, because I know you're doing your Forex thing, but if you're looking to expand and do some different things, this Herbalife thing can be pretty lucrative for you as well. Let me know what you think about that. Most people are going to respond back, because it's like a non-pressure situation. You know what I mean? Like, you hear it and it's like, yeah, I know I'm doing Forex. I know I'm busy with this. I know I got work. But the way he presented this, I kind of actually want to hear a little bit more about the opportunity. I want you guys to do that same thing. When you talk to people, you're putting people in the positions to just want to know more. I feel like a lot of people maybe be too pushy with their delivery, maybe a little too nervous, and maybe just don't have their format together. But if you guys follow this format, it's going to make it nice and easy. So once again, I'm going to go down the list to make sure you guys have it all. So follow people in your market, or a market that you know you can relate to. And that's from entrepreneur business pages or whatever your niche is. I know me and Ray work with no broke artists. So Ray's an artist. So we go find artists. We go find independent artists. And it makes it easy, because we can say, hey, we're building this page called No Broke Artists, and we're teaching artists how to make money from their phone. What artist is going to say no to that? I want you guys to put people in a position to where they can't say no. Are you open to new sources of income? How could you say no? Would you be interested in how we can show you how to get unlimited studio time for free? How can an artist say no to that? You know what I mean? So if if you guys get what I'm getting at, I hope you're picking it up, because it's very valuable just to put people in the position to say yes, and it saves you a lot of time and a lot of energy. So once again, follow people in your market, like 3 or more picks. Me personally, I'm doing 5 to 10 because it's been working for me. Drop a relevant comment, send a DM, and then follow up with a voice note. That literally should set you up completely to either get them ready to be like, hey, I want to join your team, or I need to hear more. Get them ready for a home event, or get them ready for one of our presentations. You guys know we have presentations Monday through Friday, and we also got our Q&A session with me and Ray on Saturday. So we have many outlets to get people on. Me personally, I almost close most people just off the voice note. I can literally leave a couple of voice notes, and a lot of people will be like, okay, well, I'm ready to go. So some people will have that experience. Some people will need to get them on a Q&A and get them on our weekly calls, and that's okay as well. But all of these steps literally set you up to make it easy for them to get on the out call or just be ready to move forward. So I hope everybody got that and got that information. I'm gonna shift to the next section of my presentation. These are a couple of things that you have to do, and a couple of concepts that I want you guys to get when you're delivering this opportunity to people. And it's 4 C's. It's the connection, it's your commitment and consistency and confidence. And all of these things are going to be extremely valuable. I want you guys to write this down, and I'm going to break down each one and show you how this can actually completely change how you deliver this opportunity to people, so they can be more reluctant to be like, yeah, I want to move with your team. So once again, the connection, the commitment, the consistency, and confidence. Connection, commitment, consistency, and confidence. So I'm going to go ahead and go through each bubble and why it's valuable. So first, the connection. This is where liking pictures and dropping comments come into play. And also, if you can find something that you can connect with that person on, like it can be anything. It can be like, you guys got the same shoes. You guys visited this. It could be a travel picture and they went to Hawaii. And like, man, I remember when I went to Oahu, Hawaii, and I experienced this. You just want to have something to relate. So find something on this person's page to relate with them, so you won't seem like a complete stranger knocking door to door like, hey, you want to buy this? That's what you want to avoid. You want to avoid that feeling of you being a stranger. If you find something relatable, you're no longer a stranger. Just like that, you guys are friends if you find something to click and connect on. Even if you leave 2 or 3 comments and you have a whole little conversation in the comments, then you DM them. That's even better because you're getting more familiar with that person. So the connection is everything. Another thing, this is actually the super secret sauce. I want you guys to make sure you write this down. If they say no, if they say, you know what, I'm completely not interested in Forex, I feel like Forex is stupid, guess what? This person is still valuable to you. Every human being that we come across is a value. So we don't want to throw no connections away. Even if they say, I hate Forex, I don't want nothing to do with Forex. A lot of times what I do is I'll say, cool, I understand, you know, you're not into Forex, but I'm actually paying for referrals at the moment. So I know you're not interested in yourself, but if you're looking to make some extra money, I actually pay you, you know, for referrals. I'll get into more depth and more detail on how much I'm gonna pay them. But at the end of the day, you don't want no person to go to waste. You know, so if you talk to this person over the past 2-3 days and they get to the point you're like, I don't want nothing to do with that, you still want to get the win because you already gave them your time and your energy and you already exchanged. So make the most of it. So another thing that I do is when people's like, you know what, I don't want nothing to do with Forex. Let's just say, for example, it's an artist. Like, cool, you don't want to have nothing to do with Forex. That's awesome. I just want to let you know Forex ain't the only thing I do. I got many other business ventures. I actually got a whole blog and a whole YouTube that I'm making to connect with artists that's looking to promote their music. So we just went from, I don't want nothing to do with Forex to, wait, you got a blog? Wait, you got a YouTube and you want to help me promote my music? Now I'm getting a whole nother energy. You know what I mean? So I want you guys to know, when they say no to Forex, which people will, find a way to connect with them in some other fashion. If you find another connection, the door is always open. For example, I get an artist, they say no, but then I tell them I got this podcast that me and Ray is doing, and I want them to get on it. All right, cool. They get on the podcast, we build a vibe, and now we build a friendship through the podcast. Now, even though they said no about Forex, I do Forex, Ray do Forex, there's other people that's on the podcast that do Forex, so they're still subconsciously getting this Forex. And maybe that will soften them up to the feeling or the understanding of maybe I should see what's up with this forest, because I just connected with them on an artist level and they actually seem real cool. Maybe I should see what's up with this forex. So just because people say no to the youth the forex don't mean that it doesn't mean that it's over. You know what I mean? I want you guys to know, like, it's a chance for you to build and grow with people, and you never know when they'll flip the script and be like, you know what? I actually want to see what's good with that forex. All right. So that was the connection. That was the first C. Comment on the pictures, start a conversation. That is so valuable. Like, you can make one comment, like I said, emoji comment, and that's cool, but that's really not powerful. If you can actually start a conversation with them and have something you can go back and forth, that builds the connection, and that helps out tremendously. The next thing is confidence. You want to have confidence when you speak with people. People can sniff you out when you don't have confidence. And a lot of people, I can tell you right now, a lot of people tell y'all no just because y'all not confident. Now, how do you get confident? You got to practice. You know what I mean? You got to talk to more people. You got to get more no's. You got to practice your pitch, even though we're not like really pitching it. But however it is you want to deliver it to the people, you got to practice it. What happened with me is I'm very limited on my time. So when I do get to prospect, I try to prospect hundreds of people. I know that sounds crazy, but literally I go, if I only got one day to prospect, I'm literally trying to go through hundreds of pages like in a couple hours. And through that repetition of going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, it's easy. At any moment, I can drop and give y'all a 1-minute pitch. That's amazing. Hey, what's going on? This is Mercer Millions. Just wanted to stop by and check with you. I know we was talking to DMs, but I was kind of running around a little bit. Want to let you know, basically what we do is we trade in the foreign exchange market. Me and my team is making money. It's a dope team environment, and I know you like working with teams, so I just wanted to run it by you. If you want to speak about more of it in detail, that's awesome, but we're expanding. I got a goal to make $10,000 a month. Like, I really, I'm going to be a chairman. You know what I mean? Chairman is $10,000 a month. You may not know about the whole compensation plan and all that, but I just want to let you know my goals. And like I said, if this sounds like something you want to dive a little more into, we could talk. And if you're not interested, I understand as well. We got a lot of good stuff going on business-wise. So just check in with me. Let me know where you at with everything. And I just leave it open. I leave it open. Something that I said in that 1-minute voice note is going to resonate with them and make them want to respond. You know what I mean? And once I get the respond, I just build from there. So as far as this 1-minute voice note, is everybody getting that? Is that making sense, that the voice note portion? Go ahead and drop some ones in the chat. And just let me know if that's something that's resonated with you and you feel like that's something you can pitch or something that you can deliver. The whole purpose of that is just to make it not a non-pressure situation. You building with the friends, you're going through the steps of getting the connection, making the comment, having the confidence. That's the third C. And all of this kind of rolls into a person wanting to engage with you more. And that's the name of the game. The last thing is consistency. After you leave the voice note, they may or may not answer, but you got to be able to follow up, you know? And the reason why I want you to follow up is I'm gonna tell you a mistake that I made. A lot of times you'll tell somebody about this Forex opportunity and they'll get interested and they'll go do their research and go look around and go type in Forex on Instagram and find the Forexers. And then they go connect with somebody else. And then somebody else finishes the pitch for you and closes them. And then you reach out maybe a month later when you should have reached out a day or two later. And they're like, oh yeah, man, I signed up with such and such. And you just be sitting at home like this, hot. And I had so many of these moments where I was like, wow, like, I told you about this opportunity. I got you on the op call. I spent weeks talking to you, signed up with somebody else. It's because I was lacking that consistency. I should have followed up with them sooner or more frequently. So just know, whoever you reach out to with this business, even if they say, no, I think it's a scam, I think it's stupid, I guarantee you 90% of these people is going to go do research after Forex after that. What you don't want to happen is somebody to get to your people, the people that you put in the work to get, and then they go ahead and get your membership. I promise you, it's happened all the time. It's happened with coworkers. It happens with family members. I have a first cousin of mine that actually signed up with somebody else because I didn't follow up with them in a good enough time. And somebody else gave them a good pitch and some good energy, and they signed up. It happens. So once again, you want to make a connection, you want to drop the comment, you want to have confidence what you speak, and you want to follow up with consistency. If you follow up with those 4 C's, I guarantee you there will be a shift in how many people you bring in and the energy that people come in when they join your business. Now, that's that section. I'm going to wrap up and pass it back to Rhonda. I just want to give you guys some last little gems. And Rhonda, if we have time, I want to, at some point in this call, I'll let you, you said, what are the C's again? So the C's are the connection. You want to get a connection and keep a connection. Even if they say no, that's even more of a reason for you to keep a connection. If somebody tells you no to this business, that doesn't mean they're saying no to the connection. Find a way to connect with them and make friends and keep them locked into your network forever. Your network is your net worth. So don't just be blindly prospecting. You want to build with people and keep them around forever, because you never know when we get a new product. Like we're getting drop shipping. So let's say they're not into sales, right? So let's say they're not into Forex and our drop shipping comes, and then you like, hey, everybody, you know, IM is doing drop shipping now. You got people that's like, man, I always wanted to do drop shipping, but you kept that connection open with them. And now you get to let them know about drop shipping instead of just closing the door when they say no. So just to go through the 4 C's again: the connection, comments, confidence, and consistency. Well, consistency, then confidence. So it really don't matter the order, but these, as long as you get these 4 C's down, you locked in. Like I said, Rhonda, I just want to make sure I can kind of keep the floor open at some point, just to get objections. I know you guys get objections, so I want you guys to give me an objection that you guys are getting a lot, and I'll give you a real-time way that I answer it. I don't even think about it. It's literally like natural at this point because of my repetition. I'm gonna let you guys know another very, very, very powerful tool is the takeaway. Now, what is the takeaway? The takeaway is when you let people know, like, this may or may not be for you. I want you guys to write this down. Feel free to tell people this. We want to get rid of the thirst. If people smell that we thirsty and we like, ooh, I just really need this person so bad, it naturally makes people hesitant. Like, if this product is so amazing, people are making all of this money, the education is that strong, why are you begging me to hear about it? You guys got to have confidence about our product, you know, and be able to know and tell people like, hey, this may or it may not be for you. What that does, it takes all the thirstiness out of your pitch. You know what I'm saying? Hey, what's going on? It's Mercer Millions. Just want to let you know about this opportunity. We do this, we do that. We got a team aspect. There's a lot of good things we got going on. I got a $10K a month plan. I got a $100,000 a year plan with this business, and I've never came across a business where I can make these type of plans. I want to let you know this is an amazing opportunity. It may be for you or may not be for you. But if it is, we can talk. And if it's not, it's all good. We can build on some other business endeavors, and just let me know what you think. I literally do the same thing over and over. I might switch it up a little bit based on what's on their page, but I'll always throw in this may be for you, may not be for you. That instantly makes people interested because you took away all of the thirst, and now they got to kind of come to you a little bit. Like, all this is like an energy thing. When they feel the thirst, and when they feel the craziness, assertiveness, like, you need to do this now, it almost devalues the product. Like, if you got a brand new BMW, you know what I'm saying, luxury edition, all the bells and whistles, and it's the dopest BMW that came out, you really don't gotta beg people to think that it's dope. You know what I'm saying? Like, basically at this point, it's like, can you afford this BMW or not? Because somebody's gonna want it. I want you guys to treat this like a Lamborghini, treat this like a BMW, treat this like a Rolls Royce when you're talking about this business, because it is. Because this is how you all joined the business, because y'all felt like this was the Rolls Royce that's gonna get y'all to the next level in life, to get y'all to the next level of entrepreneurship, trading, team building, financial freedom, or whatever. So when you pitch this business to people, let them know this is the Rolls Royce of entrepreneurship. And that's what I do as well. I'm like, hey, you may not be able to afford this. You may not be able to handle this. From a psychological perspective, it makes people want it more. And it's also the truth. Everybody is not ready for this business. It's going to take some work and some confidence and some business building, and also some self-building for people to be here. So, I mean, it's facts on both ends. Also, another thing, and then I'm going to go ahead and wrap up and get it back to Rhonda. Our Q&A that we do on Saturdays, when people see that you hosted an event, let's just say you got 20 prospects one week and you just left them voice notes, and let's say nobody signed up, but your next 20 see you on a flyer that you're hosting a Q&A event with a P1000 and with an expert in the business, or with people that have been in the business for months like Ray, they see that they put you in a different light. Like, you no longer just a homie. You like somebody that's hosting an event. You're somebody, even if you're unranked. I've had people come in with our Q&A that were unranked and closed deals and got people to build their team because they saw, like, dang, he got on the call with all of these people and spoke with confidence. One of the biggest C's, like, having that confidence shows people like, oh, well, you're not just pushing this to anybody. You actually hosting calls with like other people, and it's like 30, 40 people on this call. You're talking with confidence and let me know about your experience. So I'm saying all that to say you can have all the prospects in the world, host a Q&A call, and watch the energy shift with people. When people see you on that flyer, they see something totally different. They see you as a leader. They don't see you as just like, oh, that's my neighbor. Oh, that's my coworker. Like, damn, this is somebody that's actually hosting a whole call and giving information about this. They must take this serious. So that's all I have for you guys. Hopefully you guys took notes and get the concept of what I'm talking about. The concept is just having a nice flow on how you deliver it. Get people to say yes. Are you interested in new sources of income? Who's going to say no to that? Follow the C's. You want to connect. That's the most important part. Drop that comment. Come with confidence and be consistent. If you follow those C's, I promise you, you will have a total difference in how you pitch this business or how you introduce this business to people. And I want to let you guys know, everybody's going to do Forex at some point. So I know a lot of people, well, I've heard people on the team say, well, you know, I can't find anybody. Nobody's interested. That's wrong. Every single time I do my prospecting and I go through people, I always come across as somebody that's like, man, I just signed up yesterday. Man, I just signed up last week. And that'd be firing me up because I'm like, damn, if I only would have got to you a little bit sooner. It's people looking for this opportunity. And it's also people who heard this opportunity from other people and they're just waiting to see somebody they can connect with. I've had several people on my team that got pitched by other people, other presentations, other organizations. And they was like, man, I was interested in Forex, but I really wasn't feeling the people. They might feel you. Matter of fact, they will feel you. You know what I mean? But you just got to put yourself in front of them and present the business to where they could be like, you know what? I've heard about this 3 other times with 3 other people, but I like your energy. So I'm going to join with you. And there's people in this room that's done that with me. They went to other presentations, but they was like, nah, J-Mo told me about this first. Or, you know what, I like the energy that he's bringing with the business, so I'm going to join. So when you are afraid to reach out to people, just know somebody else is going to get your people. Because everybody in the world is going to be a part of this Forex organization. We're making a very hard push for people to get pushed to chairman. We're trying to pop as many P150s as possible. And we're not the only group or section going hard on this. It's a lot of other people going extremely hard with prospecting. So you better take advantage and get to talking to these people ASAP, because you're going to talk to them next month and they're going to be like, oh, man, I joined with such and such. Man, I joined with such and such. Man, I wish you would have hit me earlier. That is the worst feeling. I wish you would have hit me earlier. I would have joined with you. That hurt, because that's literally just money that you're giving away. So like I said, I don't want to be too long-winded. Hopefully you guys got everything you need to get. Rhonda is now going to lead you guys into getting these tactics and actually applying it to getting people to an op call, getting people to a home event. This works in real life too. If you want to talk to somebody, you can connect with them through a conversation. You can comment is just like, just having a conversation and connect with people. Being consistent and having confidence works in real life too. And you can utilize all these tools to get them to come to your home event. And I feel like personally, the home event is the most powerful, because you actually connecting people in real life. Social media is a powerful tool, but if you can get to people in real life, that is the most powerful. So take all of these tools that I'm giving you, these angles and these strategies, and apply it to bringing people to op calls, dropping voice notes, having conversations, building long-term relationships, and getting people to your events. If you guys can get people to the events, you guys will close people and build your organization very fast. So I'm gonna go ahead and pass it back to Rhonda. Hopefully you guys got some value. That's like my secret sauce, what's been working for me. And the more you do that 1-minute pitch, if you can deliver it smooth with confidence and say certain trigger words to get people to reply. And it's simple. Like people, like I said, people always want to know what we do. I don't make it rocket science. I just tell them I trade in the foreign exchange market and I get paid from building my team. That's it. I'm sorry about that. I don't lie. I don't exaggerate. I do have a plan for me and my team to have 100K year between team building and trading. And this is a real thing. And this is something that I'm working on for myself. And since I'm working on it on myself, I'm going to showcase to my team exactly what to do for us to get to a 6-figure year. It's a lot of 6-figure earners in this organization. Why can't we be those 6-figure earners? I know everybody in this room wants to be a 6-figure earner. So with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and pass it back to Rhonda. Like I said, hopefully you guys got my concepts, and hopefully you guys apply this and have a hell of a week, and just build your team, man. Residual income is beautiful. There's $1,000 a month. For some people, it might be a lot. For some people, it might be whatever, but it's been helping me out tremendously, from my confidence with trading, my confidence with talking about the building. I'm actually glad I put in that work in the beginning. Rhonda's been keeping pressure on me to continue to grow and to continue to push. And I feel like when we rank up, the whole organization gets a boost of energy. So I'm doing it for my pockets, of course, but I'm really doing it for the team, you know, for everybody else to get lit and get motivated to know that they can make $1,000 plus a month and they can be chairman. And a lot of y'all gonna watch me get to chairman. A lot of people who've been here since for a couple months, from 6 to 8 months, is gonna see how I was unranked at one point. Then I hit the 150 to 600, now I'm at 1,000. I'm teaching my team my techniques. I'm gonna be Rhonda's rank very soon. Rhonda's gonna rank up to chairman, and you literally are seeing the process. So I hope you guys is taking notes and being influenced by what we bring into the table. I'm gonna shut up because I've been running my mouth. I think I went over my time. My apologies, Rhonda, but I'll go ahead and pass it back to you.
Drop fire in the chat right now. Y'all just heard from someone who's doing it. He has a system. It works. I see the numbers. I see the growth in his team. Everyone's ranking up. Everyone's bringing more people into this opportunity. They're getting results on the charts and off the charts, right? It's not only that. Leadership comes in both forms. You need to be able to teach people. That's how this grows. When someone signs up with you, they're looking to you as a mentor. They're looking to you as their coach. They're trusting in you to you be able to help them go to the next level. So the gems that JMO just dropped tonight, hey, so the 4 C's, the 4 C's, the 4 C's, that's something for me, right? I dropped it in the Discord group, so write that down, utilize it. Thus, understand social media is huge. People who say, I'm shy, I'm nervous, I'm not a people person, I don't know anybody, right? We have all these things that we tell ourselves in our head, and understand social media is huge. It's the world. It's literally the world. You can pick any city, state, country. You can pick any niche, whatever sport. You can pick whatever you want. And you can make friends by just doing the same thing he just told you about. You go to their page, you like, you comment. What are they going to do? As soon as someone starts liking a bunch of pictures on your page, what are you going to do? You're going to go look at their page. You're like, who's this person? And then if your page is appealing, if it's set up properly, that's going to make them engage. And then you send those voice notes. Then you send that DM. Now they know you're not some robot, right? That's why I'm so big about your social media. Your page needs to show your personality. It needs to show that you're a human. It needs to show that it's just not Forex, memes. That looks so scammy. That looks like a fake page. You sound like a bot. If you send this long, hey, have you heard about Forex? You don't sound real. People are going to ignore you. I ignore people all the time because I get all these bots. So if somebody comes in there and they fall in line with a bot, I'm not going to pay attention to you. What is going to make you stand out? What's going to make me okay, I'm going to check this person out. What's going to capture that person's attention? So everything JMO said today is absolutely on point. And I mean, it's working for him. It's working for him. Understand? I think last week it was like 8 to 10 people. It was ridiculous. Mind you, he's traveling. He's went from Korea to LA. Time difference, crazy. He's dealing with some other things that are going on in his life, and he's still bringing in people because of the system he's put in place. So whether you want to build this business for real, or you just kind of want to do it and make the, 600 or 1,000, cool, no problem. Whatever your goal is, utilize systems. Save yourself time, energy, right? You don't have to go out here and talk to every single person in the world, but you can utilize systems and make it work for you, right? Your Instagram can be your machine. It can be the automation that you need to bring people to the opportunity. There's so many people on this call who came from YouTube, who came from Instagram. Some people I've never met before in person. I met somebody this weekend at a retreat that signed up with me over 8 months ago. I never met him in person. I met him on YouTube. He came from YouTube. I met him for the first time. So understand, social media, all this stuff online is golden if you use it properly. So JMO, thank you. That training was amazing. It was awesome. I hope you guys took something from that. So with that being said, right, we want to take people from the online world or from in person, whenever you present this information to somebody, and then what next, right? What comes next? you want to put them in front of the opportunity, whatever it may be. It could be in person, it could be online, whatever you want it to be. It could be a video presentation, but you have to put them in front of the opportunity. Okay, you got them warmed up, you kind of let that wall down by, you know, using the voice notes, and they tell you yes, then what? Right? You don't know everything yet. A lot of people were scared. A lot of people were nervous. They don't know what to say. Cool, no problem. We have systems in place for you to do this. So tonight, I'm going to go into how to host a home event, right? We're in a pandemic. I get it. I understand it. But understand that you have to, you know, adapt. So we can do home events. We can do park events. We can do all these things. We can figure it out. Like, we've been having events. We're keeping everybody safe, and we're moving forward, right? So tonight we're going to talk about the home event. So drop a 9 in the chat if you want to host a home event. Maybe you have, maybe you haven't, but it's something that might pique your interest, and you may want to host a home event. They're important, and the turnover rate is amazing, all right? So hosting a home event, you guys know I'm a PowerPoint person, so it is what it is. All right, so hosting a home event. What is the home event? It's the presentation of the opportunity. Understand, when you meet somebody out or you DM somebody, that's not the time for you to run down the whole presentation. That is not the time for you to run down a $1 trillion opportunity. If you run into somebody at the grocery store, the gas station, somebody who works at a fast food place, you're not going to sit there and be like, the foreign exchange market is $6.6 trillion and and we have this. That's not the time. That's not the place. You need to invite them to the opportunity. Right? Like he said, we have online events every single day, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you can get them to the online event, but we're going to be talking about the home event. So if you meet them out, invite them to your home event, the presentation. It doesn't matter your size. You can have 3 people, you could have 30 people, you could have 100 people. I don't want you to think, well, I don't have a lot of people, so I can't host a home event. No, it doesn't matter. You could have 2 people show up. I've done presentations for 2 people. I've done presentations for 1. I tell people all the time, whether we have 1 or 100 show up, I'm still going to give you the presentation, right? So it doesn't matter the size. It doesn't matter the location. Don't think you have to have all this money and then you have to get a hotel, or you got to get this crazy venue. You got to go all out. You don't have to do that. It could be a small living room. It could be your living room. It could be your garage. It could be your carport. You can choose a park. Right now, everybody's pandemic crazy and we want to stay safe. Do a park. There was another organization that just had a big event on Saturday that had over 100 people at a park. They were all spread out. They had the distancing thing. They had the mask, and it was 100 people at this event. So you can find your local park and say, hey, I'm going to do an event at the park. You can find one of those covered areas where they have the tables. Do it there. Bring your laptop, pull up, and that's where your event is. It could be 2 people. That's your event, right? And it doesn't matter your rank. Don't say, I'm going to do my first event when I'm a P600. I'm going to do my first event at a P1000. Rank does not matter. If you can read, you can present, right? As long as you can read, you can present. And after you read it for so many times, it's going to become second nature to you. So in the beginning, it's fine if you read the screen. It's okay. It's totally cool. But after you do that 5-10 times, I guarantee you won't need the screen anymore. But don't worry about it. Your rank does not matter. So P150 customer. If you got 3 people at the park, you can present. All right. So that's a home event. When to host a home event, right? People make time for what they want. So she said, oh, I don't know what time to host my event. And should I do it at night? Should I do it in the morning? Should I do it on Saturday? Oh man, everybody works on that day. You can't worry about everybody. You'll never please everyone. So make it fit your schedule. Make it fit your team schedule. If you got a couple of people on your team and y'all all together and you say, hey, look, I want to do an event at 6 p.m. Cool. If the majority is like 6 p.m. works, cool. Go for it. Don't worry about your guests, right? Oh, well, you can't do it at 6 because people are getting off work. People want to make it, they will. And if they can't make it, you have another opportunity online. So don't get caught up on time. Add more times as you grow. Let's say you do an event for every other week at 6 p.m. and you're doing the event. The first time you have 2 people, the second time you have 6 people, then you got 12 people. As it grows, then you can say, hey, we're going to do one on Wednesday at 6, and now we're going to do one on Saturday at noon, right? So then you can add more as you have more guests showing up, or as your team starts to grow, then you can have someone else help, or you can have someone else host. That way you can spend your time and have more events. And then stay true to your times. Stay true. If you say 6 p.m. and then nobody's there at 6 p.m., just start. Present to the couch. You should have one of your team members there to present to, right? Start practicing. Start talking to the room. If it's one person, start. Because that person was on time. That person was committed to being there. So you don't wait for other people to show up. Oh, well, there's no one here yet. We're going to wait. Now that person who got there at 6, they're waiting for you to start at 6:45. And then only 2 people show up, right? You're disrespecting the person who showed up on time. So stay true to your times. Where to host a home event. The main focus is the information. Nobody's worried about, is it a fancy hotel? Nobody's worrying if you spent $2,000 for a venue. No, the people are focused on the information. That's what they came for. Location does not matter. Get creative and excite people, right? It excites people. You can say, okay, I'm going to do one in my garage, and you set it up with the chairs and you put a fan out there, right? You can get creative. You can find a local restaurant and say, hey, can I use your meeting room? You know, I think Ray went to a coffee shop one time and got the coffee shop to commit. You can find a little park spot. You can do it in the dorm room. You know, once you guys go back to school, we were doing it in the library at TSU in a small meeting room. We were doing them back to back to back because we only had so much space in the room that we could only have like 7 people. So what we did was we ran them every 30 minutes. Cool, no problem. 7 people? Bet, I got you. So we ran them every 30 minutes for 4 hours straight because we could only have 7 people in the room. We didn't let that stop us. We did it no matter what. So if your space is small, cool. Like, hey, put only 20 spots, only 10 spots available. And then that creates urgency. And whoever doesn't make the list, cool, come next Wednesday. We have another one next Wednesday at 6 o'clock. That creates that scarcity mindset. So I guarantee you next Wednesday, they won't miss the event because now they understand you were serious and you're doing it because you don't have the space for a lot of people, but they don't know that. You told them 10 people, you got 10 and you shut it down. Do whatever you have to do. And it's okay to grow into your space. Like I said, you can start with a small space and then you have to say, well, dang, we're up to 10 people. We got to get another space. Okay, well, now we're up to 30 people. We got to get another space. And then you get bigger and bigger and bigger. Don't think you have to get this big, massive space and then only 10 people show up. Only 5 people show up. And now you're like, well, damn, we spent all this money that we rented out this hall or we rented out this space and only 10 people showed up. Grow into your space. Start small, right? The library, I don't mean not right now, they're probably not doing it, but the library allows you to rent their rooms. As long as you're doing a free event, the library will allow you to rent their rooms. I think the YMCAs allow you to rent rooms. And of course, right now, things are a little weird because there's, you know, social distancing. So some of those resources may not be available, but just keep in mind, think outside the box. There's a lot of places with extra rooms that you could utilize and make it a community event. You're not charging for your opportunity event. It's free. So that's a community event. Most of the time, that's all they ask for, right? So where to host, location does not matter. Don't get hung up on that. Why host a home event? Energy is different face-to-face, right? When you get on a Zoom call, there's a certain energy. You're like, okay, cool, it's there. That's why my energy is always so high on Zoom because you have to create that vibe. If I came on here and I was just like, well, yeah, you know, host events and da-da-da, the energy is not there. We're already disconnected. At least I can do is bring the energy up to, you know, meet right there, kind of, you know, fill that gap. So when you have a home event, you're there in person. People can, you know, see each other. They see, damn, there's 10 other people here. Dang, she looks like she got money. All right, there's guys in here. Women can see other women. You know, they can see. We're visual people, right? Many people feel more comfortable in a group, right? Because now they say, well, it's not just me, right? They think, okay, well, this dude invited me to this event online and I only see 5 people. Oh, it must not be real. It must not be that serious, right? That's why we stress the online calls to get as many people on because people respond to numbers. There's power in numbers. So when you come to a home event and they see, okay, well, there are 10 people here. He had 10 other people come to this event and they got in their car. They drove here. They're committing their time. They got off of work and they're here. Some people are still in their work clothes. This must be something that I need to hear, right? Humans like contact. We're made for contact. So again, it doesn't matter if you have 1 or 100, 3 or 30, right? Create that contact where people can see each other. And then when you deliver the presentation, give it so much energy that people can feel your passion. People can feel that you're serious. And just like Jane said, your confidence has to be there, right? Whether you are in the room, give them the so much love and energy as if there was 300 people in the room. And I'm like, damn, like she presented like this room was full, right? Don't give them low energy just because there's only 3 people, or just because you're in a garage, or just because you're at a small dorm room. Don't try to dumb it down and water it down for them. Everybody deserves the same energy because people respond to that, okay? How to invite to a home event. Treat it like it's your birthday, right? If you've ever had a birthday party, probably back when you were a kid, when you had that birthday party, you were telling people weeks in advance, hey, you're gonna come to my birthday? You're gonna come to my birthday? My birthday's in 5 days. My birthday's in 3 days, right? You hype. I know some 30-year-olds who still get hyped like that. My birthday's in 5 days. Y'all wish me happy birthday, right? You get excited about it because that's what you want everybody to know it's your birthday, right? So you need to treat your event like it's your birthday. Remind people 2 times before the event. You can't tell somebody on 2 weeks ago, hey, I'm having my birthday party, and then never tell them again. Okay, this 2 weeks ago. We were human. I probably had things come up. I probably forgot. So if you don't remind me, hey, reminder, my birthday's next Saturday. Are you still coming? Okay, cool. Hey, tonight, I'll forget. I'll see you at the restaurant, right? We remind people about that. But then when we have a home event, you need to be doing the same thing, following up with people. The follow-up is key. Just because you invited that dude from the mall who worked at the shoe store, hey, I got a home event, at my crib next Tuesday, I'm gonna just give you my IG, bro, and just pull up. Okay, he doesn't know you. He don't know anything about you. You were some random dude in the shoe store who told him to follow you on IG and come to his home event, your home event. He's like, all right, cool, yeah, bro, whatever. But if you remind him again that weekend, and then you remind him again on Tuesday, hey, remember I was the dude you met at the shoe store? I'm still having that event tonight at 7. You can pull up, right? You got to remind people like it's your birthday. Then use automation. You can use Eventbrite, and you can set up a free event, right? Eventbrite allows people to commit to something. When you have someone say, hey, look, I'm having an event. I only got 5 tickets, bro. Go onto the site and go ahead and register so I can reserve your spot. It could be in your damn garage. They don't know. But when you say reserve, when you say RSVP, when you tell them I only have 5 spaces, it's going to make them commit to it. Like, okay, I don't want to let this dude down. So let me go and, sign up, right? And then what that does, it captures the guest info because it's going to ask them their name. It's going to ask them their email. So now you get the information. You get to keep it. So even if later on the guy doesn't show up on Tuesday, you can now have his information. You can say, hey, I'm going to follow up with an email. Hey, James, I didn't see you at the home event, bro. What happened? I thought you were coming. Oh, yeah, bro, I forgot, right? But you now have his info, right? Now he committed. But once people make that commitment, they don't want to let you down. So you bring your success rate a little higher as opposed to you just saying, oh, yeah, I have an event on Tuesday. Okay, yeah, I can say anything. Oh, yeah, I'll be there. Yeah, right, right? Well, when you told me I have to go online and I have to register to reserve my spot, if I'm not serious, I'm probably not going to do any of that. So once I do that, I'm dang near 80 to 85% committed. Now, of course, you still got to get them there. Every time something came up, right? That's the infamous, oh man, something came up. That's everyone's excuse when they don't show up. But understand that it's going to happen. So it's a numbers game. If you invite 10, expect 2. If you invite 2, expect none. If you invite 100, expect 20, right? And when the 20 get there, only expect 2 to sign up. So it's a numbers game when you invite to your home event, when you invite to the online event or whatever event. The more people you invite, you expose to the opportunity, the more chances you have to closing someone. The less people you invite, the less likely you are to close somebody. It's, it's numbers of 0 to 0. 1 to 1, you might get somebody. Maybe. Probably not, though. If you're only talking to one person, hey, we got an event next Wednesday, and you don't start inviting until Wednesday, hey, I got an event tonight, and you post this dry flyer on your Instagram thinking that somebody's going to show up to the event. Absolutely not. They don't even know what it is. You tell them about an event at 7 o'clock and it's 1 o'clock. How are you expecting them to show up? You put no energy into it. You didn't promote it. You didn't tell them any backstory. You just put a flyer up. Oh, home event at 7 o'clock on Wednesday. Who knows what that is? Stop posting flyers. Stop posting flyers. Start adding value, right? When you want to invite somebody, personally text them. Personally send them a DM. Personally send them the flyer. Hey, what's up, April? I'm having a party tonight at my crib. I'm going to be going over some opportunity stuff with my team. And, I think, you're still working, right? Yeah, okay, cool. Look, I'm going to have a few people tonight that I'm going to be going over some information. Are you free? What time? Oh, yeah, it's going to be at 7. You get off at 6:30? Cool. We should be starting around 7:15. So I got 2 spots. Are you sure you're going to come? All right, don't let me down. I'm going to send you the Eventbrite link right now. Go ahead and sign up. And then once I see it pop up, I'm going to text you the address, right? There's that commitment in there. Don't give them the address before because they're going to, that's already leeway for them to walk away. No, I'm going to send you the address once you RSVP. Hey, just shoot me a screenshot of the RSVP information. Put some pressure on them. Don't let them just be like, just come to my event. No. All right, send me that RSVP, then I'll send you the address. Then you bring that 85%. Now you're at like a 90. All right, cool. We know she gets off at 6:30. We should be starting around 7:15. Boom, she's coming. You gave her the address. And then right before the event, hey, April, don't forget, man, look, park over here. I don't know when you come in. If you come in late, make sure you just come to the back, right? Give her some direction so that way now you're applying that pressure. She feels when she gets off at work, she's tired. The kids don't wear her out. She really debating on going home or like, damn, I committed to that event with Rhonda. She already sent me the address. She already RSVP'd me. She told me how to get in. Hey, I'm going to go, right? You bring that 80% to 90% once you have somebody commit. What you're doing is posting a flyer. Event. Everybody's just swiping over it. No likes, no comments. Then the event comes, you're like, I had 5 guests. I had 5 people who said they were coming. No, you didn't. You thought you had 5 people, but you had no commitments. But if you were having that birthday party, you would tell everybody and their mama, hey, come to my birthday dinner. Come to my birthday dinner. It's going down, right? So treat it like it's your birthday. Put some commitment behind it. Get on the phone. Pick up the phone. Send those text messages. Send that voice note like J-Mo said. And then when you're building through your Instagram, you can find people in your area. So like say you're in Houston and you're throwing a home event in Houston, well then you can go and just search Houston hashtags, or you can search Houston places or Houston people, and you can say, hey, look, Ray, I just went across your page, bro. I think you're super lit. I love your music. I think everything you're doing is great. I'm having an event tonight with a few other artists, and I'm showing them how to get free studio time. It's going to be at one of the studios on Westheimer. Are you going to be free at 8 o'clock? You're telling me Ray's not going to answer my voice note? He's an artist. I just told him there's going to be other artists there. I'm teaching him how to get free studio time. Do you think Ray's going to ignore my message? Absolutely not. Oh, hey, Rhonda, what you mean? What y'all talking about? Hey, look, Ray, it's at 8 o'clock tonight. I got 2 spots left. Are you going to be able to come through at 8? All right, cool. Look, I'm going to send you a link. Go ahead and RSVP. Once you do that, I'm going to send you the address. Bet. That's it. 7:45. Hey, Ray, don't forget, park on the side. When you come in, ask for me if you don't see me, and then I'll go ahead and make sure I take care of you. That's it. But you got to get people to commit. You got to do a little more work when you're inviting to a home event. It can't be just one and done. It can't be dry. All right, so drop a 1 in the chat if this is adding any value to your life. Drop a 1 in the chat. 1's in the chat. 1's in the chat. Drop a 4 if you plan on hosting a home event in the month of August. Drop a 4 in the chat if you plan on hosting a home event in August. Park event, room event, I don't know. Figure it out. I'm doing 4 events in August. Right? Now I'm going to play a short video on some things to do and not do. So I want you to take notes, right? Take notes. And I want you to be able to use this because there's some things that I've seen at some home events, and I just be like shaking my head like, ooh, child, y'all the ghetto, right? Some people just throw events. They don't have no structure. It's a whole mess out here. And presentation is everything. Whether your event is small or big, presentation is key. You can have a small event and be so professional and so together that people don't even realize you're in your garage. But some people just throw things together and they don't even treat it with the same like respect as they would. They just throw it together. They're not prepared. There's no seats. They got things just here and there. They started 30 minutes late. Like, so this video is really going to tap into a few do's and a few don'ts, and I'm going to play it right now.
Hey, how's it going? My name is Shaquille Wiggins. I'm excited to be able to make this video because I want everyone who's watching to understand how important it is. Make sure that you properly launch your business the right way. You know, if this was a traditional business, a lot of people understand that when somebody is launching a new business, a lot of the times they invite everybody they know in order to come to the business for the grand opening. And this is no different. If you just got started in this company, it's critical and it's important that you have your grand opening, AKA we like to call a home event. The reason why these events are super important is because you're introducing what you're doing to the key people in your life. A lot of the people that you know already personally, you want to make sure you tell them first, you know, and the reason is because whenever you introduce it to them, you never know who else they know. You know, you don't have to take this somewhere fancy. You can actually have it at your home or, you know, somewhere that you have easy access to. And I want to go over some of the do's and don'ts when it comes to launching this event. You know, but before I get into all of the do's and don'ts, I just want everybody here to understand that this business, it only costs, you know, $100, less than $300. It doesn't matter which package you came in on. I know the investment was low, but this business have the potential to pay you millions of dollars, you know, on an annual basis. It's already happening for some people, so it can definitely happen for you. The only difference between the people who make the large commission checks and the people who make, you know, small or no commission checks is the mindset of the person. You know, the compensation plan is the same for everybody. It's just critical that you understand this. So if you treat this like $1 million business, then it has the potential to pay you like one. One of the things that you want to make sure that you actually do is you want to make sure you have the presentation already available. You want to make sure you organize with the person who brought you in, if they're Platinum 600 or above, so they can assist you with closing out all of the people who show the information to. You want to make sure that you have all of the connections you need, whether it be you doing a presentation on the television, whether it be you showing somebody on your computer screen, or you're just sharing the presentation with people. You want to make sure whatever it is you're showing, you have it available and you have it ready to view before the event actually starts. You know, my recommendation is to have it everything prepared at least an hour in advance or sooner. You know, the sooner the better, you know, because you want to make sure you're professional and you're prepared in order to expose the information and you don't run into any technical difficulties at the time the event was supposed to start.
All right, guys, so look, we're going to get started, and Charles is taking me like 30 minutes, and Charles is very important. You know, I'm sorry, you got to wait for Charles. Charles is the information just as much as you, so since you're going to be in 30 minutes, guys, we're going to get started in 45 minutes. So, you know, just hang tight. There's nowhere else better to be if you're trying to get rich. If you're trying to be broke, you can go. If you're trying to be rich, we're going to wait on Charles, so we can all get this money together, all right? Where you going?
One of the other things you want to make sure you do is you want to start the presentation at a good time. I know a lot of the times we have issues with people arriving late. You know, it happens. In most cases, we hope that it doesn't. But if you have people that you're waiting on, you don't want to penalize the people who are on time, waiting on the people who's running behind. You know, because the thing is, if you get started, you know, around the time you're supposed to get started, it's okay if you say, hey, the event is going to be at 8 and you get started at 8:15. That's perfectly fine because you want to give people a little wiggle room, a little window, but you don't want to wait, you know, for the late people and because the late people will understand why you started, but the people who are on time will understand why you're waiting. You know, so you want to make sure that you start the event at an appropriate time for the people who are on time.
Welcome, guys. Sorry that y'all only 2 people here, but it's okay because you know how people are. I believe there's some people en route right now, but it's cool. Y'all only 2 that matter. So look, guys, I got Mr. Shaquille. What is your name again?
One of the things that I suggest is if you're actually doing the presentation or you have a special guest doing the presentation on your behalf, you want to make sure that you prepare for, you know, whatever it is your job or your role is. You know, one of the things that I recommend is you always use a tool, use a marketing tool, whether it be the presentation, whether it be a presentation video, whether it be whatever tool that you're using for your home event. You want to make sure that you know how to properly edify. You know, in order to edify at your home event, you know, one of the things that you want to really go over is making sure that you let everybody know why you've invited them out, thank them for coming.
You want to let them know how you appreciate their time and how you're excited. One of the things that I suggest you do before edifying anybody is briefly, in about 30 seconds to 1 minute at the very most, tell them your story. Let them know that, hey, I got introduced to this. I'm super excited about it. And then you want to edify the person or the information. What do I mean by that? For example purpose, let's just say you're using a presentation video and you're not going to actually do the presentation yourself. One of the things you want to do is you want to make sure that you let people know how important it is. So what I want to give you guys an example of proper edification so you understand what I mean by edifying the information. So if I was using a video, I would say something like this. I tell a little bit about myself. I let them know how all of this stuff came to be. So I would just let them know, like, hey, listen, guys, I saw this information. I was introduced to it by a really good friend of mine. He's doing really well for himself. He's investing his money. He's making a great return on his money. And I've always known, I've worked hard for my money, but my money never worked hard for me. And I understood that most people who are wealthy, who are well off in the financial position I'm looking to be in, they don't just work for their money. I don't know anybody who's on the Forbes list from working just a 9-to-5 job. So I understood I had to do something different in order to change my situation. So that's my story. So you want to make sure that you share your story in a similar fashion. If your story don't match what, my story was, that's perfectly fine. You want to put yourself in a position to tell them about you and your personal feelings. Then I'm going to get right into edifying the information. So, if I'm using a presentation video, it'll go something like this. The video I'm about to share with you guys completely transformed my mindset and it got me super excited. So I want to make sure you guys really pay attention. The guy who's in the video is making a substantial amount of money from utilizing the information that you're about to see. So I want to make sure everybody paying attention. Don't distract anybody, while the video is going. We're going to talk a little bit more after the video concludes. Boom. So what I did was I basically edified the information. I let everybody know how important it is because a lot of the time people don't pay attention simply because you didn't tell them how critical it was for them to pay attention. If I had heard boom, I will pass it to them and I will allow them to do the presentation on my behalf, right? If you're doing a presentation, then you just want to make sure that you tell your story and you go right into the presentation. And if you have somebody closing the event for you, you're going to do the edification part after you finish presenting the information. So either or, regardless of what scenario you have the information, you can actually appropriately make sure people are paying attention to it in the right manner.
All right, guys, look, I just bought some food, so make sure you eat. I got everything that we need. I took a huge meal for all of us, so we can make sure y'all join. Y'all gonna get paid and full.
As far as don'ts, one of the things you don't want to do is you don't want to overinvest into snacks or food. You don't want to spend a whole bunch of money, buying lobsters and a whole bunch of different things. I know when a lot of times when people are having people over, for an event, they feel like they have to go all out. You don't want to extend yourself or put yourself over budget. It's a small get together. It shouldn't be no longer than an hour. So it's perfectly fine if you do decide that you want to buy something, but just make sure that you don't overextend yourself or purchase anything that's over the top.
What's up, guys? I got Henny too, so if y'all need any shots, we got Coke in the back, ice. Actually, you want a shot right now? Look like you need something, man.
One of the things that I suggest that you never do at a home event is I wouldn't suggest that you have alcohol readily available. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with alcohol, but what I am saying is you don't want to be giving all of your guests something to drink because obviously it's people driving to your home. And you want the setting to be very professional. You want the setting to be serious so people can make a decision when it comes to their financial future, because this is a really big decision for a lot of people. So you want to treat it as if this is a business, right?
What's up, guys? So welcome and what's up, bro? That's my friend Charles, y'all. He stuff, bro. You can stay right here, bro. So guys, welcome to the call. We got a lot of good things coming, and so what's up?
Another thing that you don't want to do is you don't want to, whenever people come in, you don't want to be too familiar or too friendly and unprofessional. I know a lot of the times we're comfortable with the people we invite to our initial home event. But if you're acting a little too unprofessional, some people may not take you as serious as they would. I'm not saying change who you are, but what I am saying is just make sure that people understand that they're in a serious situation as you share the information with them. Another don't that I would suggest is if you do decide to play music, music is perfectly fine. Just make sure that it's presentation friendly music. The reason why it's super important that you make sure you have your professional hat on as you do this presentation, because the thing is, one of the things that I learned from one of my mentors is if something can't happen 1,000 times in your organization, then it can't happen once. You know, if you're playing music that's distasteful, you know, and it's not necessarily appropriate for what we're doing, not saying that the people who you invite to your event may not like or appreciate the music that you play, because, you know, you guys are very familiar with each other. You probably have a great idea of the type of music that they listen to. However, you don't want to give them the wrong impression, you know, because let's say they decide to get started. Let's say they watch this video and they decide to have their own home event. And let's say they attempt to duplicate what you did because they've seen that people got started at your event. You know, if they played the same exact music, but the guests that they invite to their home event are not necessarily as open to the music as they were, that can potentially be a conflict that stops the growth in your business. You know, whenever you're building a big business, you know, this is for people, home events are for people who are serious about growing their income. You know, if you're serious about growing a business, you can't think about the sales today. You have to think about the sales in the future. You know, you got to come into this business with the mindset of making whatever your goals are. It may not be a 7-figure income. You know, you may just want a 6-figure income, or you may just want extra 5 figures a year. You may just want a few $100s a month. But whatever it is, you want to make sure you put the people who you get involved in an environment where they have the opportunity to reach whatever their goals are. You know, so it's just critical and important that everyone who's watching this video understands that if it can't happen 1,000 times, if you can't get in front of the room and tell people, you know, your story, and 1,000 people can't hear that story and decide they want to get involved, then you want to attempt to make sure that you don't do it once. Because people are only going to do what they see you do, especially if it's success, right? So you want to make sure you give them the best example that you possibly can. Make sure that you don't have too many chairs already set up. It's okay to have the chairs readily available, but if you invite 30 people, if you have 30 chairs set up, you know, that can be a formula for disaster if you only have 5 people show up. You know, if you only have 5 people show up and you got 30 chairs out, those 5 people will probably think that they're in the wrong place and they shouldn't have showed up like the other 25 people didn't. So it's just super important that you have the seating readily available, but you don't have it all exposed, and you pull it out as people arrive. You know, that's one of the things that I learned in this business. Another thing that you want to go over as soon as you actually opening your actual home event is you want to go over house rules. House rules basically mean making sure you show respect to the presentation, the presenter, and everything involved. You know, one of the things that you want to do is tell people, make sure they silence their cell phones. You know, this is very serious to you. You really appreciate if you can have their undivided attention, you know, for about 20 to 30 minutes while the presentation is being done. You know, if they have to step out or use the bathroom quietly, you know, don't interrupt the presentation as the presentation is going, you know, so just make sure you tell everybody that this is serious and that, you know, to make sure they follow the house rules. So you want to make sure you practice all of those do's and don'ts. Don't do the don'ts, and make sure you do all the do's so you can have a successful launch in your business. And I look forward to seeing you at the bank.
Right. So that's a lot of stuff that's really, really important. When you have those home events, like he said, if you can't duplicate it, if it's not something that the newest person can do or utilize or you know, do the same thing, try not to do it, right? Try not to do those things. The whole thing with the alcohol, that's really, really big. I know most people want to have alcohol at their event and they want to turn up, but people have to make a financial decision, right? You're asking somebody to spend $200, $300 and you're here liquoring them up and y'all turned up and the music's loud and you guys swearing, everybody's hyped, you're creating a vibe, but people aren't even ready to make a conscious decision, right? Oh, I'm gonna call you back tomorrow. I'll let you know, bro. All right, I'm gonna get out of here, because they're not in the right mind. They got too many drinks. It's too lit. It's too turned up. They think they're at a party, right? It's not serious. It's not professional. Like the music thing is one of the biggest things to me. Even when you're hosting an online event, please use clean music. Please, because you don't know if you're getting someone super professional. You don't know if you're getting someone older. You don't know if you're getting someone from a different country, but you got this music on there. It's swearing. It's just crazy. Like, people are turned off by that. That is a very, very big one for me. And if you know me, you know, like, I hate going on Zooms and they got all this swearing going on. It's just one thing that I don't like, right? So you want to follow the do's and then leave out the do nots, right? The chair thing is big. I've seen rooms where they laid out 100 chairs and then like 20 people showed up. Now the room just looks crazy empty. Or you get like a really, really big venue and then you have only 20 people show up. Now your room looks like, oh, dang, nobody showed up, right? I'd rather have a small room and say, hey, look, we only have standing room, right? We're out of chairs. Now they feel like, damn, like, yo, they got that many people, like, they're out of chairs. And then when people see people standing up, that's like, in their mind, it's like, damn, a lot of people showed up to this event. So the chair thing works, right? And I want to just go over something for COVID, right? Right now, we're in the middle of COVID, and I know everyone's afraid to, like, throw events and, like, you know, what to do, right? To have a safe home event right now during COVID, your job is to keep everyone protected. That is your job. That is your mission. That is your job as the host of the event. You have to be the one who's responsible for the other people who are coming to your event, right? Require a mask. Require a mask. I don't care if they're your friends, they're your family. I don't care. Everybody needs to have a mask to enter the event. If they don't like it, they can leave, right? And then if you can go buy the disposable mask and keep some available, because some people may get there and they're like, oh, I don't have one. Cool, we got some, right? You can sell them, you can give them away, whatever you choose, but you don't want someone to have that excuse like, oh, I don't have a mask. Well, we got one for you. It's $2, whatever the case may be. If they don't like it, then they're being selfish, right? They're being selfish in the fact that they can't comply to the rules to keep everyone safe. Then you just have a symptoms check, right? You could get this paper, it's on Google, you can do a COVID symptoms check, and it's like a thing that has like 15 checks. Have you had fever? Do you feel sick? Have you been around anybody who's had COVID? And you can have people sign that waiver, or you can just put it at the door, or you can ask before the event starts, hey guys, I wonder if everybody who's here, has anyone had a fever recently? Does anyone feel ill? Everybody gets it, right? We're all dealing with the same thing, so no one's gonna be offended, but maybe you have to ask, okay, well, if you have, can you please go ahead and just leave? We'll set you up with our online event, or whatever the case may be, right? But you wanna make sure you're protecting people. That's your job, right? Provide hand sanitizer and supplies. If you can get Clorox wipes, if you can get hand sanitizer, napkins, those things, make sure you have them available. Like, we have the home event in Houston, and I make everybody sanitize their hands at the door. No questions asked. If you can't do it, you can go back out the door, right? Everybody does it as soon as they come inside for the event. Everybody has a face mask on. We have to understand this is just part of our normal right now. If they can't get with it, don't worry about them, right? And then you want to make sure there's enough space. If you know that you're in a very, very, very small spot, don't try to fill it up with 50 people. Be mindful that you don't want people sitting on top of people. You don't want people standing shoulder to shoulder in this tight, hot room. If you have to do multiple events that day, do whatever you have to do. If you have to go outside, like I said, to the park, then you can have more people, right? But you have to be mindful of those things. Don't let COVID stop you from doing your home events. Some people will opt out and say, hey, I'm really uncomfortable, which is fine. Hey, look, we have opportunity calls at 8 o'clock. I totally respect your decision. We have op call at 8 o'clock. I'm going to send you the link. But then there's some people who don't mind. They don't mind putting the mask. They don't mind sanitizing their hands. They don't mind. They've been keeping themselves protected, and they don't mind showing up. So don't use this time and say, well, I'm not going to throw an event because of COVID, right? You got to keep it moving. This is going to become our new normal, y'all. So you have to start adjusting now. If you want your business to grow, you have to start adjusting. Look at Nike, Apple, all these stores, they have to get the signs, and they got to get plasticware. They're not letting people sit in their restaurants. They had to adjust. If you want to stay in business, you have to be willing to adjust. If you're not willing to adjust, you're going to be out of business very, very soon. So the COVID events, you can have them. Be mindful, take a screenshot of this, go to Google, type in COVID safety. There's different soaps for your hands, there's just sanitizers for your hands. There's so many precautions you can take and that you can have in place to have a successful event. We've had them We've had, you know, all types of events, and we just made sure everybody was safe. If anybody's displaying symptoms, ask them to leave. Hey, I'm seeing you cough a few times. Are you good? You know, are you all right? And then if they don't, if they're not, okay, you know, I don't want to be rude or anything, but I'm going to see if you can go ahead and step out because I don't want to, you know, get anybody else sick. And again, they got to respect it. They got to respect it at all costs. So the home events are amazing. They work. We always have the events and we close people. We have like a 50% close rate at home events. They work. We were doing it at TSU. We closed 30 plus people in like 2 weeks. Like literally just event after event after event. So as the world starts to open back up, you can go bigger, bigger, and bigger. Right now, do what you can, how you can, but let's start getting to some home events. We have people drop 4s in the chat, so that means you committed to having a home event in the month of August. So drop a 7 if you got some value tonight. Drop 7s for my boy J-Lo. Drop 7s if you got some value. Give us some energy, family. We need some energy right now. We got 17 people still tapped in. I love it. I love it. So the Tuesday calls are called the solution because we come and bring you the solution to build your business, take your business to the next level, and help you rank up and start creating residual income. So that's our Tuesday, family. I know J-Mo said he wants to open the line for questions. If you have to go, you have to go. If you want to stay for a Q&A, J-Mo can unmute his line. I'll unmute my line. And you can just ask us anything. Other than that, family, I love you. Have an amazing night. And I'll see you at the top because the bottom, of course, is way too crowded.